Keep sending boys to do men's work, Dutton. I guess if I was as old as you, I'd send boys too. This don't end in court. It ends in a field in front of your fucking house.
If that's where you want to die, I'm more than happy to help you out.
I deserve an answer. You know the bastards who murdered my sheep because you know who has the lease to where their bodies lay.
So you admit you're on someone else's lease?
Sheep! They wander. They don't know where one lease ends and another begins.
And why have leases at all? Sheep eat to the root. They ruin the grass for cattle or anything else to eat. One could argue you killed his livestock too. It just took them longer to die. Until it rains, there'll be no grazing in the valley. What grass there is in the mountains is all we have. If you got too many sheep for your allotment, sell some.
Sell some? Sell them to who? The war's over. There's nobody to buy them.
We're all in the same boat. I suggest we work together, or that boat is headed back to Britain with all of us.
We're all bunched together here, fighting for every blade of grass, while you have a whole mountain range to yourself. You have the land, you have the lease, you have everything.
I have what my family fought for. You want to fight me for it, too? I didn't think so. If you wanted more land, you should have leased more.
Thought the goal was to calm them down, Jake.
That was your goal. My goal is not to have a range war. What do you want to do, Banner? Duke it out in the middle of the street?
Sheep are stock too. Don't you forget. I'm a member just like the cattlemen.
Membership does not mean ignore the rules. You graze down all your grass, then you push your flock on another man's grass.
The locust ate my grass.
Locust ate everybody's grass. We're all suffering. Take your flock higher.
Then it's bears killing them instead of cowboys.
What can I say, Banner? Let's ranch in for you.
Before can I beat 12, Jacob?
I'm not worried about the other 11. Just you.
Fight! God damn it! We'll not have this in my town. That man is an agent of the state. Threaten him again, you sleep on concrete for a month. Understand?
Stealing a man's grass is like stealing his steers. You graze another man's lease again, and I'll have your whole flock, and I'm a man of my word.
Stealing grass. Man doesn't own the grass. The mountains own the grass. God owns the grass. And you're no god, Jacob Dutton! You're no god! See?
Son of a bitch. You come on my land with your prairie maggots! Shoot at my kin!
I shot at no one. I don't know who shot. I thought the boys shot at us. Zane!
Which one shot at you?
They was all shooting at me!
I'll hunt us up some trees.
You're gonna hang us? Eh? Hang me? It's the fucking 20th century, and you're gonna hang us for keeping my sheep from starving. Cattle don't graze up here. Nothing grazes up here. Well, go ahead, hang us. Fucking hang us. And see how long it takes the state of Montana to fucking hang you.
What did I tell you I'd do if I found your sheep grazing another man's land? Zane! Take 8 cowboys and round up these sheep! Start pushing them towards the res!
Yes, sir.
They're starving on the res. Starving. We'll fix that.
You owe my nephew a horse.
you attack my family. It's gonna be the last thing you ever do.
Oh, boy. What did he do?
You stay there fucking still. Try to work your hands free. Dutton! I'm a man of my word!
Run.
Cattle thieves. That plague upon Montana's ranches that is worse than drought or locust has struck our ranch as well. So my husband is taken to Wyoming in search of the cattle, many of which belong to other members of this association. You, Mr. Brewster, you as well, Mr. Holborn, and you, Mr. Grant. It also appears that these thieves are murderers, killing Bob Strafford in cold blood. The response must be forceful, but lawful. One mob begets another. It is time this agency has the authority to make arrests and have jurisdiction over the entire state, the power to issue warrants and to prosecute offenders of lease violations, as well as the theft of livestock. So word has been sent to the governor on behalf of my husband. I will ask members of this association to vote for the creation of a police force, as my husband has asked the governor to grant the authority I have just stated. I ask now for a vote in favour of the creation of the police force, so empowered by the state to execute the duties listed hereof. All in favour, say aye.
You don't have the authority to ask for a vote before the members.
The authority is written and signed by the commissioner of this association. Can you attest to that being the signature of Jacob Dutton?
I can.
All those in favour, say aye. Aye! All opposed? The ayes have it. The proposal is approved. Dues will increase $27 per annum for officers' salaries and supplies.
You're a liar. You're a fucking liar, woman.
I'll kill you where you fucking stand.
A liar.
Aye.
Care to prove it? Shall we go back inside and you can tell the sheriff the truth?
He's not in Wyoming. He's not anywhere.
How would you know? How would you know where he is?
No bank will let a woman carry a note. No government will transfer a lease for her either. Your little charade can only last so long.
When my charade is over, so are you. Men kill with bullets or a noose, which is to say men kill quick. Your fight is with me now. I kill much slower.
You don't have the army for this fight. Or the money. I have both.
I can't wait for you to meet my nephew.
We've met. The boy doesn't impress.
Not that one.
fucking coming.
Banner Creighton, you're under arrest.
For what?
2 counts of murder and 4 counts of attempted murder.
You done murder? And who the fuck did I attempt to murder?
Look like you've seen a ghost, Banner. And you have.
If you arrested me, arrest him. This fucking jackal hung me by my neck, left me to die. Killed my friends for trespassing.
And he was well within his rights. Turn around.
Well, at least let me get fucking dressed.
County jail's got a brand new suit for you.
See, you brought your army, Jake. You were gonna need him. You hear me? You're gonna fucking need him. Nice robe. Keep smiling, pup. You cheated death twice. You won't cheat it a third time.
Sounds a lot like a confession to me, Banner. He got lawyered up pretty quick. I don't recognize him. Firm out of hell and a governor's firm. Whitfield Mining's firm, too.
All rise. Be seated.
Banner Creighton, you have been charged with 2 counts of murder and 4 counts of attempted murder. You wish to enter a plea?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
I will set a bail hearing for, let's see.
If counsel could approach, Your Honor. Your Honor, the prosecutor is unaware of the allegations against Commissioner Dutton that agents of his commission hanged 4 men without the benefit of trial by jury, one of whom was the defendant himself. Our claim is self-defense. Mr. Creighton is heavily invested in business dealings in this community and poses no flight risk.
You have proof of these allegations?
I have rope burns around the defendant's neck and letters from deceased men's widows wondering why money is no longer sent back to Scotland. My client being held without bail for multiple murder charges when no such charges exist against Commissioner Dutton creates a contradiction worthy of scrutiny. I feel confident in asking for dismissal, Your Honor, much less release with no bail until trial.
What's your position?
Commissioner Dutton has a reputation for being harsh, but none have ever questioned the man's word. A conviction is warranted on that alone. I ask he be held without bail, Your Honor.
I have an arrest warrant issued on the testimony of numerous witnesses, but no physical evidence. This warrant was prematurely issued. But I'll give your office the opportunity to find evidence to support the charge. Your client is released without bail.
Don't look back. Don't speak. Let's go.
You know what I'm looking at?
Don't speak.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're looking at.
I'm looking at a ghost. You fucking coward. Trying to settle this in court.
I'll show you, coward.
I'm guessing the blonde didn't make it.
No fighting in this courtroom! I will hold you all in contempt, and you can fight it out in a jail cell.
You keep sending boys to do men's work, Dutton. I guess if I was as old as you, I'd send boys too. This don't end in court. It ends in a field in front of your fucking house.
If that's where you want to die, I'm more than happy to help you out.
I want him fucking dead! I want his fucking wife dead. That smug fucking boy, the whole fucking clan.
Is this really what you want?
You bet your fucking ass that's what I want.
Wouldn't you rather be rich?
I'm already rich.
You have some money. That doesn't make you rich. The Yellowstone will make you rich. True wealth is generational. I could never spend all the money I've made. What I do now ensures that my great-grandchildren can't either. If you think about it, generational wealth is the closest thing a man can have to immortality. When a building has your name on it, that's immortality. And you don't achieve that from prison. If you wrangle some posse to descend upon his home, prison is where they'll send you. Vengeance will never make you money. You must set a goal, then formulate a plan to achieve it. Then you execute it without mercy. Emotion fuels every decision Dutton makes. He loves his land. He loves it. And we will take it from him. You won't need a gun, Banner. We can kill him with this.